Hello, Monroe Brock and the production team of The Days of Blood Escape Trinity. I am constructing this video for you today to better prepare you for translating my screenplay into a motion picture film, an independent film. So I'll start off by talking about the logline and brief synopsis of my screenplay. Logline. After the albino man sets off a chemical bomb in the heart of Trinity City, Eos, John and several others must fight their way out of the city and solve the mystery behind the disaster. Brief synopsis. After a tormented alien observer, albino man, creates and sets off a recipe of evil in the central park of Trinity City, Eos, the civilians of the city are transformed into hellish creatures. John, a young farmer, is forced by his curiosity and lack of food to venture closer towards Trinity City to see what happened. Along his journey, he teams up with several other characters and also takes refuge in an old army fortress, which seems to be the turning point in his story of survival. On the morning that follows their night battle, John and several other characters must fight their way through the depths of Trinity City and towards the train station. Only 3 of the 8 original characters actually escape the horrors of Trinity City, and the next chapter of their survival won't be easy, as John and 2 other characters land in an infested Husband City, Eos. The Days of Blood, Trinity City is a fairly complex story, but the components to making a successful test movie or independent film based on the screenplay would be very complex, and you have to make sure you get them right. That's why I'm going to break down some key fundamentals to this story for you. Wardrobe, characters, music, pretty much everything you need to know about making a good film based on the screenplay. I will now carry on with my informational video on my vision of this film by talking about the history and background of the world where this film takes place. This film takes place in 27 after Judgment Day AJD. The story takes place in the outskirts of Trinity City and in Trinity City. Trinity City is a newly founded city in the province of Eos. This province is one of 2 in the country of Ethios on the planet Taspin. Taspin was a planet that the human race found and inhabited after they had to leave the planet Earth because of Judgment Day, when nuclear warfare claimed most of the lives on planet Earth. Some coincidentally made it off planet Earth before the bomb went off by boarding space shuttles, volunteering their time to the new space station. Others weren't so fortunate. Luckily for the survived human race, enough useful trade-skilled workers made it to the space station and would soon help to build the new human world on the planet Taspin. Planet Taspin has many similar features to planet Earth: substantial water mass, many different agricultures and landscapes, changing weather and seasons, and full 24-hour days with lots of sunlight exposure in day hours depending on the weather. In the province that the story is told in, the agriculture is much like a mix of British Columbia and Alberta, since that is where I base the coordinates and mood of the concept. In the province of Eos and in the city of Trinity, the sky is almost always gloomy, but the landscape is beautiful with green fields, trees, rivers, hills, and breathtaking vistas. Now I'm going to talk briefly about the character descriptions so you can better understand who is in the film and what they look like, what they wear. Creepers. Creepers are 20-foot creatures with 2 giant sharp tentacle arms and large tentacle spider legs. They have a bloody and pussy face that has been melted off and armored with a strange thick skin. They have a large mouth with 2 tentacles on each side and very sharp teeth. There is a large hole at the base of its lower torso, which has strange bones and circular bubbles on it. They also have 3 screaming baby heads on their chest area. Its eyes display a fierce glare without any color since they are completely black. Albino Man, the one who unleashed havoc upon Trinity City. He has very pale skin as well as cuts and bruises on his face. He has no fingernails, teeth, or hair, and has a large wound on his right arm. He wears a dirty bathrobe. and is quite young. Baby creepers. The baby creepers are very similar to the birdlings, but with some differences. It has twice as many spider tentacle legs and has many sharp bones sticking out from its sides and back area. They have a sharp spiky tail that is attached to its rear. They also have 3 screaming baby heads in its upper torso. Becky, wearing dirty jeans and a t-shirt. She is quite old and is not a very important character in the story, just sort of a stepping stone. One of the characters that John meets in the fortress, and one of the characters that soon dies by the sharp claws of a hell leaper in the night battle scene. Birdlings. Birdlings are 1 to 2 feet tall, with burnt-off miniature faces and sharp, jagged teeth. They have long spider legs, sharp tentacle arms, and spikes coming out from its body. Also, 3 screaming heads rest on its chest area, much like the baby creeper. Childling. The childling is a levitating creature with a thick armored head with black eyes and sharp, jagged teeth. It has 3 demon-like baby heads screaming on its chest and spikes all around its levitating body. It has thick and long claws on the ends of its long fingers, and there are long tentacles waving around vertically in the air, which are attached to the lower end of its torso. Dave. Dave has a bruised and cut-up right hand, and also has scars on his face. He has medium short brown hair and is fairly tall and muscular. He also has a healed nose that looks to have been broken a few times. He has an SAS emblem tattooed on his neck. Dave is 49 years old and is a tall black male wearing a dirty army suit. Gaseous tree. The tree that the people of Trinity City once knew as a tree of hope. Something that symbolized their unity as a people. But after the explosion, it turned into a deadly gaseous tree that will turn anyone into those creatures if they get too close to it. Healing containment pods. The pods that Susan used to heal Sarah and John from their broken arms or their wounded limbs. It is a device that Susan developed and was awaiting to get an award for it, but then this disaster happened in the city. It is a well-structured biomedical device. Hell Leaper. An 8-foot creature that has long sharp claws for fingers and a long flexible body. This creature is only introduced twice in the film, but they are key moments because in both parts of the film that it is introduced in, the main characters are struggling to survive in either a chase scene or a huge night battle scene where they're fighting for their lives. Helsectian, an alien creature that has 3 human baby bodies and tentacles sticking out of its back. Its main head in the front of its body looks like a melted human head with black eyes. There are spikes all over its body, and it has 2 hands equipped with 3 thick fingers with claws on the tips of each finger. Long spider legs are situated on its sides and are used to crawl around. It also has human-like arms and legs that are also used for crawling, grabbing, and attacking. Hellspike head. It's pretty self-explanatory. When a hellspike gets its neck shot off, then its head is still active, its brain is still alive, and it can grow spider legs out of its head to move around and attack. Hellspike. Hellspikes are 7-foot tall, melted and deformed bodies with little recognizable traits of a human. Their faces are burnt and covered in pus and blood. They have huge 3-foot bone spikes sticking out from their bodies, including their head. 3 screaming creature heads are attached to their chests, and they have 1 sharp tentacle arm and 1 3-bulbous fingered hand on the other burnt arm. They speak words identical to the hooded figure, growling low-pitched whisper. Jason. Much like Becky, he is not a very important character in the story. He's introduced at the same time since they're actually friends, and he is killed at the same time that Becky is by the Hell Leaper. in the night battle scene on the watchtower, lookout tower. So that is pretty much it with Jason. He's wearing dirty jeans and a t-shirt, a jacket, so it's fairly simple. John, hero. He is the main character in this story, the most important one. He is the chosen one. He is a white male wearing dirty blue jeans and an old dirty white t-shirt. He is 35 years old. John has medium long, straight, curly red hair. He also has a strange triangular and circular shaped birthmark on his forehead that can barely be seen through his hair. He has bruised and cut up hands that suggests he does lots of farm work. John also has a small amount of freckles on his cheeks. He has a short and stocky build, but doesn't look extremely muscular. Old man, wearing a bloody wife beater, 56. He's also wearing shorts, but it's not that important, because his lifetime in this film is, in the start of the film, is only for a few seconds, so, you know, he has to be wearing dirty, bloody clothing, but other than that, it's not that important. Rob, wearing a very dirty and bloody army suit. He's in his late 40s. Rob is quite tall and very fit. He has noticeable burn marks on his left cheek and displays a powerful projection with his piercing eyes. He has short black hair and a nose that looks to have been broken a few times. Rob also has an SAS emblem tattooed on his neck, as well as some other badass army emblems. Sarah. Sarah has a petite athletic build and medium short dark black hair. She has cute facial features and her clothes seem to be cleanly washed. She is Caucasian and talks in a North American accent. Sarah has a normal pitched voice for a female and seems to rub off as a kind and gentle person. She is 31 and wears denim shorts and a casual shirt. Sergeant Grayson, Private Thompson, and Private Emerly are all wearing similar stuff. They wear a standard army suit, a gas multi-goggle mask, and carry grenades and a G-36 assault rifle with grenade launcher. They also wear a standard army backpack firmly on their backs. And one thing I didn't add in the description is that Sergeant Grayson actually has a Navy SEAL tattoo on his neck once he takes off his mask later in the story. This spacesuit that the characters use to go out in the exterior hostile environments of Trinity City. It is activated, first it is a cloth connected to two very heavy-duty boots, and then once you shout a command, commence body sculpting, this cloth suddenly expands up throughout your body and molds to your physique. The helmets are separate from the suit and don't have any special symbols engraved in them like the suits do. And that's just it. It's a pretty light suit, so it gives you good agility, and it's a pretty cool, futuristic looking suit. Susan. Susan has a tight athletic body and medium short blonde hair. She has a cute clean face with some moles on it. Susan talks with a South American accent. Susan is 34 and wears a tight bodysuit, which is what John and Sarah must wear later in the story. Cloaked figure, or hooded figure. This figure is wearing a full black cloak with spikes sticking out of its body, and a strange unidentified sharp object sticking out of its cloak sleeve opposite to its shotgun. Obviously, this creature is a hellspike that is disguised, and also is a very important part to the intro of the story when John is soon facing this creature and struggling with his life to escape his farmhouse. A drawing that I did not include is what John and Sarah have to wear once they